Hey all, welcome to my Phase 6 Full BIS Fury DPS guide. Now, I have two Full BIS warriors. They're both dwarves, I know. Why play a dwarf? They're just so cute and hairy. To get Full BIS, it took me years, right? And so, you're not going to get Full BIS in like 12 weeks of Nax on Anniversary. But should we have transfers to Era, one day, you know, this is what your full BIS would be, but it's just not attainable. Anyways, let's go over it. What we're going to cover is our full BIS on general fighting of bosses. We're going to talk about what's your full BIS on trash, because there are different gear sets that warriors use on bosses versus trash. Then you have different types of bosses. Loatheb, for example, gives you a lot of crit. And so when you're fighting a boss that gives you 50% crit, suddenly attack power pieces are more valuable. So I'll show you what is your Loatheb BIS, which again, you can kill Loatheb without having these best items, but we still want to maybe swap out a couple things. Then we're going to talk about Saffron polarity real quick, which most people will not do, but sometimes there are fights that will be killed very quickly. And when you have recklessness, you again want to have different gear sets for that. And then we have undead and bosses that are not undead and different trinkets that we'll be using. So let's get into it. Lionheart helmet. You're going to keep on using that bad boy for the whole game. I have strength. A lot of warriors do haste. It's a personal preference thing. Basically, the strength means that when you hit, that bloodthirst is going to hit harder. But haste means that you're going to get more heroic strikes in, and sometimes you might come out on top. There's a bit of RNG with it. Storm Rage's Talisman of Seething is the best in slot neck. In a little bit, we'll go over alternatives. It's got crit and attack power, a lot of crit. I'm wearing the rank 13 shoulders, but the tier 2.5 have 2 more strength and 2 less stamina. Has a Saffron enchant. They just look so freaking cool, man. And you gotta look cool. Shroud of Dominion, 50 attack power, 1 crit. Incredible. It's like a Cloak of Fireball with 1 crit. Ghoul Skin Tunic, which comes from trash, so you'll be able to pay a mage. If you raid on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you can just AFK in Nax, and the mages will farm it for you and it drops off the trash. And you could also get the MSA, the Misplaced Servo Arm. I foresee so many mages offering this trash farm. But remember, guys, G to KP's banned, and Anniversary is a pristine server. There's no gold buying whatsoever. Why would you buy gold on a server where G to KP's banned? There's no need for gold buying when G to KP's banned, and mongooses are 20 gold a pop. So warriors will be able to get an incredible weapon and an incredible chest piece from Trash Farm. There is also the plated A-bomb chest, which is pretty good, and we'll talk about sometimes when we want to use that, but Ghoul Skin is better because it has 2 crit instead of 1 hit, 1 crit, and we have enough hit. You don't need more hit. Wrist Guards of Vengeance are very good, although Hive Defilers with Kings and ZG buff, they come out on top. Gressil THC, we're going to talk shortly about all the different weapon options for all the different races. Nerubian Slave Smacker. Golems of Annihilation. Girdle of the Mentor, although Onslaught Girdle is still very good. We'll talk about when you would use either of those. They're both BIS. Leg Plates of Carnage, or APOC leggings. We'll show the options after. Chromatic Boots with agility. Band of Unnatural Forces. It's like Don Julio's on crack. Quick Strike Ring. Kiss of the Spider. By the way, Kiss the Spider lasts 15 seconds. You know what else lasts 15 seconds? Recklessness. So macro, wreck, and Kiss the Spider. So when you pop wreck, it uses that Kiss the Spider, and you're not pushing 2 buttons. Same thing if you're using Badge of the Swarm Guard. Make it so that when you hit Death Wish, it uses Badge of the Swarm Guard. They're both 30 seconds. We also have Slayer's Crest, which is really good. We have Mark of the Champion, which gives you a ton of attack power against undead mobs, which is most of the raid, but there are some humanoid mobs, and you will use, like on Maxxna, you might do Kiss and Slayer's Crest, but good luck getting both. You also have Ramstein's Bolts, which is fun on the spider packs for AoE. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you my different setups. And then I'm going to show you, we'll talk about weapons. Then we're going to look at logs and what are the best warriors using. And basically they're using what I'm already using and suggesting, but it's still nice to look at what other people are doing. So here's my DPS set. Oops, sorry. Here's my DPS set. It doesn't affect trinkets. Trinkets I change manually. Here is my DPS HP set. It has Helm of Endless Rage and Plated A-Bomb because when you're fighting some of the mobs in Nax, they can do cleaves and a lot of damage, and it's just safe. After Resuvius, there's these nasty axes that do whirlwinds. It's like the Slayer packs in AQ40, but on crack. And you really want to have that extra armor. You don't want to wear Lionheart Helm and Plated A-Bomb. You will, or sorry, Lionheart and like a Ghoul Skin and Apox. You don't want all this leather daddy stuff. You'll die. Then we have our Loatheb set, which is going to use Barbed Choker, Plated A-Bomb, and Onslaught Girdle, because it has the most strength, as well as Striker's Mark. I'm going to show you what the best set is for Loatheb. Some people at times on Loatheb will also use the rank 10 stuff because it gives you more attack power. And again, this is a fight where you're having a lot of crit. So if we put, right now I'm at 1250, here I'm at 1202. So in reality, yeah, I should probably make that change and go for this, for that extra attack power. Then what we have is our Saffron polarity set, which almost no one is going to make use of. But again, this is like a Loatheb set, except it's a recklessness set. And we have THC, or a fast weapon, in the main hand because in a 15-second fight, whether that's a Veil or a Saffron polarity, if you're popping Wreck, you want a fast main hand because you're only going to Whirlwind once. And that's the only attack that is based on weapon damage, is your Whirlwind. It's that instant attack. If you have Heroic Strike, you'll do more Heroic Strike damage with a faster weapon because you're getting more Heroic Strikes in, right? Heroic Strike adds like the 157 damage or whatever it is. And if you're hitting to that a lot of times, you're going to get more damage. So that's why we main hand THC on like a Saf polarity or DPSing on a Veil, a very fast fight. Let's go ahead and look at the gear planner and then the logs. So here we are on the gear planner. Move my beautiful face. And this is our BIS. Let's just talk about options. Some people will use Wicked Revenge because it gives you more agility at the cost of 4 strength. People will sometimes use APOC leggings because this gives you a lot of crit. And if you're not world buffed, people often like these legs because more crit when you're not world buffed feels really good. Other options that people sometimes will use: Hive Defilers are better than Vengeance on Alliance when you have Kings and ZG buff. I think that's about it. Let's go over weapons. If you're a human, of course you want to have Gressil, but good luck getting it. Let me introduce you to the Nasty Casty. Castigator comes from Thaddeus, and it has hit, crit, and attack power. A nice slow weapon, 65 DPS. It's amazing. Another option is your Misplaced Servo Arm. This is the item that comes from trash. It's very rare, but if you want to AFK and Nax all day, you can literally have a weapon that'll dominate. It's not a Gressil, but this is going to be amazing. And I bet these mages will be like 5k gold to get your MSA, you know? Anyways, if you're committed to maces, you might use the Anubisath Warhammer. it gives mace skill, so humans would love to use this. Orcs will use hatchet. Actually, sorry, I'm going to keep talking about humans real quick. You can also have the Iblis. You could use Iblis for your offhand plus a mace. Because humans have the ability to use maces and swords. And so Iblis gives you that attack power, whereas like if you have a THC, let's just say you have Gressil, right? You have Gressil and THC on trash, you might want to use Iblis because the attack power, the crit, that's better than what THC is going to give you, even though the offhand does less damage. And keep in mind, on bosses level 63, we want to use a weapon skill, right? But if you're fighting a level 61 or 62 mob, you don't care about the weapon skill as much. You might even use Claw of the Frostworm in your offhand as a human even. You don't have no weapon skill for this, but it's just a high damage weapon that gives you hit crit attack power. You might use King's Fall in the offhand as a human, okay? On some of the trash that's level 61, 62. Now, let's say you're a dwarf. You're using your Edge Masters. You could use Hatchet plus King's Fall or some other dagger, right? You could use like Maxxna's Fang, 65 DPS, attack power and hit. Hatchet has attack power and crit. You could also, if you're an orc, you're going to be using, what your goal is to have Crusher Rock and Hatchet of Sundered Bone. That's your goal as an orc. But eventually you might get Gressil and then use Edge Masters even as an orc. Now, let's talk about the logs, right? So I've given you all of your different scenarios for the different weapons you're going to be going for as an orc, as a human, as an off race. We've talked about maybe you'll use different weapons on trash. Now let's talk about fights. So let's take a look at Kazik. He's an old guild member of mine. You can see he's got a lot of hundreds, 99.99 parse. He's a humble guy. He's not just like the third best warrior in the world. He's just like a humble guy. And like people would always message him and ask him stuff and he would like talk to you. So super humble guy, but he stopped playing for now. Maybe he'll come back one day. But he's using all the stuff that I told you about. And let's go ahead and look at some of these unique fights. So here is a Loatheb fight. It's not his best ever. Those ones are archived. But you can see here, we're going to look at Kazik and Foggy. See, Kazik on his Loatheb kill here, he was using his Undead Slaying, right? So Undead Slaying is going to be really powerful on Loatheb. The reason you use it on Loatheb is because this gear just gives you attack power and 2% damage. Well, the amount of attack power that these items give are virtually the same amount of attack power you get from your best in slot items, but they don't give any crit. So now you're on a fight that gives you a lot of crit. Loatheb gives you like 50% bonus crit. And so now you can use the Undead Slaying on the chest, the wrist, and the hands. He's using Barbed Choker, like I showed you before, Onslaught Girdle, because these give you a lot of attack power. He's also using Consecrated Sharpening Stones. I remember I talked about that in a recent video. So this is what you would use on Loatheb. But there's actually two items that you would also want to use that Foggy's using is the rank helmet, and I talked about this as well, right? This gives you a lot more attack power, but he doesn't have the Undead Slaying. So your advantage here on Anniversary is that you're gonna farm that Undead Slaying set, right? You go to the invasion points and you get all the stuff, and you can they drop from mobs, and you get currency, and you buy the gloves, I think, with the currency, and you want to get the Undead Slaying. Okay, so that's Loatheb. And let's talk about Maxxna now. So Maxxna is a boss that doesn't have undead properties. So you can see the kill times here. This is we have a 29-second kill time, so you're death wishing the whole time. This is like a pumper group. You won't be doing this on your first kill. But I think we end up looking at Zerpy. Where's Zerpy? Yeah, I'm gonna look at Zerpy's log here on a 37-second kill. So this is Alliance. He's using Slayers and Kiss. So what you would do here is basically you might consider pre-popping the Slayers like 5 seconds early as you walk in, and then pop Death Wish so that you get your Kiss of the Spider at the very end. Because if you use Slayers, it's 20 seconds before you can pop Kiss. And if you're having both of these trinkets, what you want to do is basically have full uptime of the trinkets. So here is Zerpy, and you can see the gear that he's wearing. So you obviously don't have the undead. You don't have the undead trinket on Maxxna, although people sometimes accidentally do that. What you're gonna do is have, if you have it, Kiss and Slayers, or it would be Earth Strike and say Hand of Justice or something. But that's what he's using here. He likes the rank 13 shoulders. They look cool. What can I say? And he has those Hive Defilers because he is Alliance. Now let's talk about Saffron. Saffron polarity, right? So Saffron polarity is a very different fight that you're probably never gonna do, although it is becoming more and more prevalent. Back in 2019, only a couple guilds did it. And now literally everyone on Era, not literally everyone, but a lot of people on Era are doing Saffron polarity. So we're gonna look at Roguish and Pro. So Roguish is using Undead Slang, main hand THC, like I told you, the Undead Slang, and no Lionheart, because you want to have a helmet that you don't care about the crit or the hit. You just want more strength. But what Pro is using is what I would suggest, and I guess Roguish just never ranked, but Pro has the ranker gear. So he has the rank 10 gear, Barb Choker, Undead Slang, main hand THC, literally everything that I suggested that you would want to use on a fight like this. So I hope that makes sense. We went over all the different stuff, all the different scenarios, all the different gear. You're not going to have the best, right? But what you can do is make some of those selections. Hope that makes sense. If you have any questions, let me know. If you think I said something wrong, let me know. If you enjoyed the video, drop me a sub and a comment. Catch me live on my Twitch channel, Dwarf Lord TV, to connect with me or say hi to me in game on any of my characters. Dwarf Lord out.
And they say that the Dwarf Lord could save us. I'm not gonna pave here and wait. I'll hold on to the beard of the Dwarf Lord. Watch as we heroic leap away.